How do you sound more confident, compelling, and articulate in an interview so that people will want to hire you? Well, I'm going to give you this combined framework that will help you guide you as you're answering any behavioral interview question you get. And that framework is this: Bluff plus Carl. Bluff plus Carl. What does Bluff stand for? Well, Bluff is your bottom line up front. Bottom line up front. That means that whenever you're asked a question, you immediately and directly answer it. So, for example, if someone were to ask you, tell me about the biggest career accomplishment you had in the past 3 years, you can pause, reflect on that, and say, the biggest accomplishment I had over the past 3 years of my career was starting a brand new innovation network at my current company from scratch. You see what I did? I just directly answer, what was the accomplishment? That's it. Now, for Carl. Carl allows you to get into the meat and the potatoes of that answer. And it's one of my favorite ways to keep the story compelling and engaging. So, what does Carl stand for? Carl stands for challenge, action, result, learning. Challenge, action, result, learning. I don't necessarily like STAR that much because sometimes people get bogged down in just articulating the situation. That's STAR is situation, task, action, result. But your audience is hooked the moment you articulate a problem that you had to face. We're naturally gravitated towards those situations. So when we say the challenge, immediately it might go like this. One of our biggest challenges as a company is that our competitors had an edge when it came to partnering with X types of consultants. And what we needed to do was figure out how can we define our edge and, more importantly, generate more expansion, annual recurring revenue, and net new customers through these new consulting partners. You see what I did? One sentence or two sentences that articulate the problem immediately. I'm not giving all that extra fluff. I'm just saying what I need to articulate my challenge. The next thing is the action. What did you do specifically to address that challenge? That will resonate more with your hiring manager, your interviewer. So how might you use action? Well, in this case, you might say, I spoke with senior leadership and sales managers to identify our top 10 potential partners. And I went hard at them, building out a referral program, identifying what it was that they deeply cared about, and creating our gives and gets, even working with legal to draft up the contract. And from there, we were able to onboard 5 partners successfully in 1 month and get them using our products. And that resulted in this. That's the result. You give them something quantifiable, something tangible that they can chew on to say that what you did was successful. So you could say, and based off of all of that work, we ended up partnering with 5 key consulting partners that helped us generate more than $1 million in annual recurring revenue, which was far more than we had ever exceeded with a program similar in the past. And then you segue to the learning. What I ultimately learned from that is the 80-20 rule. You can't boil the ocean when it comes to building up something from scratch. But if you start small and think, what are the most impactful 5 to 6 or 7 partners that I can work with, generate success, momentum builds on momentum. And there you go. That's your answer. But the key is you want to make sure you answer the question directly up front in one simple sentence. And then make sure that as you're articulating yourself, you can identify where you are in the Carl framework. Give that a try. Let me know what you think. Thanks.